It's Melodies merged.
You gotta say your name.
Oh, no, we're Melodies merging it. It's Melodies.
Okay. Are we saying it together?
I'm gonna say it's Melodies merged.
And we gonna turn it up a notch.
And chop it up.
Alright.
Okay?
Alright.
Okay. Hey, yo, what's poppin'? You're watching Melodies merged.
And we gonna turn it up a notch.
And chop it up.
Hey, that's not what I was saying. See, now you giving me too much information.
And 3, 2, 1.
Hey, yo, you're watching Melodies merged.
And we gonna turn it up a notch.
And chop it up.
Turn me up!
We be going over time. We be going over time.
What them haters are saying. Tell me what you want. They gon' make me ride on this one, nigga.
We be going over
Get
time.
'em.
We be going over time. We be going over time. Take it. We be going over time. We be going
Tell me
over
what you
time.
want,
Take
little
it.
nigga.
We be going over time.
Y'all gon' make me come out.
Chop it up.
Yeah, so what's going on, yo? This is So Steeler. You know who it is, what it is, and what we about to do. Got a great show for you guys today. With that being said, I teamed up with Melodies merged here, based out of Seattle, Washington. If you don't know who they are and what they do, you will by the end of the show. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce to y'all Kendall Davis
What up?
and Monet. So
Yeah, Melissa.
thank you guys for being on the show. So man, there's a lot to cover. So first, let's just start off real quick. How are you guys doing on the show?
Man, learning and growing, man. Every show it seems like we learning and growing. We learning something new every day.
Absolutely.
Every time we do the show, because man, we started off with a green background. I say it on the show every time. Like, we started off with a green background.
Green background.
And now we elevated and upgraded and learned and learned.
Hoodies and
Man, yeah, we got hoodies, shirts, beanies.
just building and growing towels.
So I kind of caught wind through the grapevine with like Melodies merged, but like, when did you guys officially start Melodies merged?
That was our very
It
first
was
show.
hot. It was hot outside.
It was summertime.
It was
I think it was
summertime.
last summer, 23.
Mm-hmm.
But I can pull that
It was
up.
like it had to be like June or something like that. Like sometime mid-June, I want to say.
Okay, so you guys were like just like an infant, like coming into it.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Well,
it.
no.
Okay.
Well, actually coming into Melodies merge, as far as like building it from the ground up, the emphasis of it, like watching it grow and nurturing it. But as far as doing podcasts, no, we got history in doing that both. You know what I'm saying? But so when we came together to build Melodies merged, we had already been doing it for a little bit. You know, we already had our heels in the game
Well,
prior.
we did, well, because Kendall and I, we worked at Urban Solution Radio. And and we had stopped doing Urban Solution Radio because they shut down or whatever. So shout out to Urban Solution Radio. Because that's where I met Kendall, and that was probably about 5-6 years ago.
Oh, got it.
You know,
Okay.
and so we hadn't been working with Hodge because we were doing the radio station. You know, I had my, well, Kendall was doing his show and I was doing mine with Marcus Daniels.
Right.
And Kendall was doing his with Melissa Jones.
Right.
So they had a Wednesday show, but you know, not thinking anything of it. And then we had stopped going to Urban Solution Radio like after COVID. It was like a lot. So
Shut down.
yeah, and we kind of, Urban Solution never really recovered from that, I guess. I don't know how you want to put it. So I'm sitting at the house. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, looking around. And I just called Kendall out of the blue. I was like, I got an idea. And I was like, well, I want to have a radio station. I mean, I want to play independent artist music. I don't know how we going to do it. I don't know where we got to start. And ever since then,
Yeah.
we've been running for it.
Building it. Like, look that,
Yeah.
like literally from the ground up. That's literally how it started. Like, so she made the call. I was like, yep.
Yep.
Because like I
I
said,
wouldn't do it with anybody else but Kendall because, you know, we're big Virgos.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
You're Virgo too?
yeah, my birthday is right a day before hers.
So what day is your birthday?
September 14th.
My birth's the 12th.
I'm the 15th.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
there's big Virgo energy
come on,
around
man.
here.
Oh, come on now.
what's up.
Come on,
Never knew that.
Yeah,
Okay.
this next September we gonna turn up.
Oh,
And see,
yeah.
and just for the record, y'all, that's why I said I don't rep OVOs. Y'all catch it out. Y'all figure it out later. But yeah, I'm like I can't rep OVOs. So
Yeah.
you know, me and Kendall, we was talking about it before the show.
Wait, what is that? Y'all know
OVO.
I'm green.
So
I ain't gonna say it on my man podcast.
So so
we'll talk about it
Okay,
afterwards.
okay. Okay, all right. I'm gonna leave it there.
yeah. So I've had this burning question, and by no means is this ambush journalism, but it kind of is.
No worries.
How do you guys feel about the independent artists that be on Melodies merch? Because like, I'm gonna just keep it 100. As an artist myself, who has been busting my ass behind the scenes, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little low key offended that I ain't been on the show. So with that being said, I'm just kind of like, okay. So I'm not gonna be mad. Like, there's a reason they didn't have me on the show. So really, my thought behind it was, okay, what is their audience that they're trying to bring on the show? Is it like new artists versus seasoned artists, or is it, you know, like?
So are you
Keep
saying
it all
as
the way
far
real
as
with
the people that like that actually come on the show? Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying? Oh, okay.
Well, so this is the thing. We were doing it in my kitchen.
Right.
And yeah, you've been over to my house, but it just be the time, you know, we're only doing it once a week.
Right.
So it's like so hard to like get like if we could have a guest every Wednesday, we would be grateful for that. But right now, you know, and then we're doing it here now, so it's like him managing his life, me managing mine, and trying to get people to come beyond, and you know what I mean, and kind of just the guests that we have had kind of just been it just happened that way. But yes,
Okay. Well,
we got you. Let me tell you right now. We gonna do this at the Sugar Case.
Get them.
I got you next month. I'm putting you in on a Wednesday.
hey, well, no, by all means, like it wasn't meant to be like that. I just was always curious as to like, you know, like who got on the show, or like, you know, like was it, you know, because I remember like Trey Black was on the show, and so I was like, oh, like shout out to Trey Black. Like I knew he was doing his thing, but you know, I just was curious as to like, you know, like was it like there was like a waiting list, or like if there was like how does someone get on the show, you know, to be able to like, you know, sit with you guys and like,
if you call and ask, because I mean
really, yeah.
Honestly, hey, I want to come be on the show. Yep. And if I don't know you, everybody doesn't get to come be on the show.
Right.
You know, but it's just, you know, and then you have people who they'll call and they really ain't got their stuff together, you know, because you got to have a phone conversation with me. I got to see where you're at. I got to see what you're doing. Everybody doesn't. And then Nina, she lived down the street, so Nina was knocking on the door, you know what I'm saying? So it just how it was, because we were in the kitchen.
Right.
And Mom was over there too, so
right,
staying with me. So, but yeah, I mean, that's just what it was. But you know, a list would be great.
Some people I don't, you know, like I said, we were growing the show, and I didn't think that we were worthy enough to have some people on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So man, I didn't know. If I would have known, I would have been like, man, come get them on.
Yeah.
Bring them on.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's
getting more. You know, it's going to be more frequent. The show is going to be
I'm
more
honored
than
that
just
we're
Wednesdays.
doing this right now.
You know.
Yeah.
Because this is huge for me. Like in my mind, because I got a lot of respect for what you do.
Hey, so
that's what this is in my mind. I'm like, yeah, we made it. I'm starting like I'm charging for autographs now, man.
You can officially say that.
Yeah, it's official now.
Yeah. So like, because
food stamps too.
You know, because like. Because like, you know, that was one of the things, you know, like watching your guys' show as you know, when I see like the artists that were coming on, and it was like, okay, like they're building their interaction, and so, you know, from a viewer, I was always like, okay, like what is their next steps, or like, so like what was your guys' like, now that you guys have gotten it off the ground, you know, it's no longer in its infancy, based off of like your experience, like, you know, like where are you guys trying to go in like the next 3 to 5 years with Melodies merged? Are you going out of state, or like what are you?
So first we want to start like doing it more than once a week. So and then we want to start doing it longer, and then bringing different people, different artists in to do interviews such on different calibers, such as yourself, and just build it from there. And then like from like a couple years on, we want to go out to other states, like host our shows at like different colleges and things like that. So just because this has always been like a mobile platform that we could just go out and do the show. So we want to be out in the community doing the show, growing it that way in the Northwest and beyond.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Got it.
You know, and I did say we gonna be touching people across the nations.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning, you know, and there's so many independent artists like all over, and they're not highlighted. And I believe that, you know, there has to be some type of platform for us, you know, because we're just as great as those who are, you know what I'm saying, making all that big money in Hollywood and platform art albums and all that stuff. We have you know what I'm saying? We have platinum albums too. And, you know, I want to have a radio station where I play nothing but independent artist music 24/7.
And the good thing about that is, like, you're not gonna always hear the same music. You know, like in the mainstream, you're gonna always hear the same main artist, whoever's the hottest. But like with the independent artists, man, there's so much talent out there that it's just a flood of good music. So every Melodies Merge show, we are able to provide amazing music every time.
Okay, so I gotta put y'all on the spot, cause you know, drama makes people want to watch it and tune in. So I gotta ask, who's your top 3 artists that you guys like?
Ooh.
I mean, he probably has his own top.
Well, right.
I have more than top. I have more than 3. You want me to top?
Okay, well, top 5. Like, I mean,
okay, hold on. Like, I mean, there's so many great artists. Like Navarro, no joke, sent me a song last night, the night before. Like, I have people who send me their songs. And you know, that makes me feel so good. And the thing of the quality of the songs and what they're talking about, it just keeps getting better. And it makes me more and more excited, you know, and it makes me feel really good that, hey, they want to send me their music. And I have a lot. I can't just give you 5.
Oh, you see, she's trying to
answer
that like a politician.
All right, so Navarro, no joke.
He's a great one. Yeah, you're another one. Absolutely. So you know, we have an interview. You know. We've done videos. You know what I'm saying? And our relationship is just growing in the business. And you know, I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of your accomplishments.
Did Kendall ever see Flex?
See
we
Flex?
Played it.
Flex?
I know.
But I don't.
You probably heard it.
I've heard it.
Have you seen the video for it?
No, I haven't seen the video.
Okay, well I'll make sure to show.
No, we played it. I was saying that earlier. Yeah, that's
so.
I like that.
Part of it was Flex was originally going to be a single, but because my catalog that I'm getting ready to release was so extensive, I was like, I basically created an album called Persona, which is all singles that were like supposed to have been like sprinkled on like albums that were coming out later. But because I was like, man, I got so much to get out, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna just make this album and it's all singles, so that way I can just push all the music videos that were already shot all in one project. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Instead of having to do like single, because like when and a lot of artists, y'all don't think about this. When you go to try to actually like put your song out, if you've done it correctly, you first record it, you got to get it mixed, you got to get it mastered, you got to get it coded. If you're shooting a video, you got to get it coded. So like all of that adds up. So if you're releasing a song with a video, you're paying twice to get it coded before it hits the market. So as opposed to if I put those all on one album, I just pay to get the album coded. Now I can release however many songs on that.
Right. So it makes more sense.
Right. So that's why I was like, man, like when you've got 200 songs you're getting ready to release and you're paying all that, like it just
for each song.
It doesn't make sense. So like so that's why Flex is gonna be one that'll be coming out by the end of February.
Nah, that's a hot track, bro.
So
I like that.
but I think the Videos
Videos,
are
see, we have fun.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
We have fun.
I think you showed me some pictures probably, but I ain't seen no. I need to see that.
Oh man, yeah.
Don't let her escape that top 5 question.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no.
Hold on.
So we got Navarro Nojo.
Yeah, I ain't gonna let it.
Hold on, I gotta go through and look.
No
She tried it, didn't she?
No phones.
She tried it.
This is off the top of your head. Who? Because that's my whole point. Is like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great artists.
Bar, he's from Chicago,
Okay.
and his bars always on point every time.
The boy's dope.
He's not, man. It's always greatness with him. Shoot. It'll come to me.
So he is in my top 5. Dean Akbar.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say Dean Akbar. I'll say
Melissa Jones is one of my favorite female
she's
vocalists.
amazing. Like
Yeah.
amazing
She
singer.
is my favorite female vocalist.
Who else?
We hear so much music.
We hear so
much.
Yeah.
Gas Me Up.
Gas Me Up. Oh,
Yeah.
classic.
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 Classic is dope.
Yep, classic. And he's from oh man. I want to say Pittsburgh.
Son-in-law is dope.
Huh?
Son-in-law is dope.
My daughter's boyfriend. He's from South Carolina.
He's dope.
He's getting better.
He's dope.
He's getting better. He's growing.
I
He's
see
only
that
20
talent.
years old. And
But
you know,
again, though, that's what Melodies Merge is about, though. Seeing that talent, like we hear the underground. We get music that's not always mixed and mastered, like so we hear the natural artists. I could hear that a mile away.
man, there's been a few artists who, like, when they first started sending their music, we could hear the growth. Leia Raines, yeah, she's I think she's like 13. Yeah, she's from Tacoma.
No, as far as the learning and growing part.
Yeah. So I want to hear the young artists. I want to have a platform for them. I want them to get excited about what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of the young men and women these days, like, it's like, oh, okay, well, nobody's listening to me. Nobody hears me. But yeah, you got a platform right over here. We hear you.
So with that being said, there's a couple of questions that have been kind of on the mind. So yesterday I got a call from one of my business partners, and he was telling me about a guy who played on my football team, the Seattle Bombers, and that he passed away from suicide on fentanyl. So my question for you guys is, as hosts of your own show, and like seeing that people submit their music to you, how do you do you guys ever hear or get reactions from people or that?
In the negative perspective?
No. I mean not from a negative. I mean, but yeah, if they do. But I guess I was thinking more do you see it where not only do you see the growth, but I'm saying, but do you guys get
we've seen the
submissions okay?
We've played artists on the show that passed away. We've had artists that were supposed to again come on the show, be a guest on the show, passed away. Amazing artists, again we saw the talent. Mm-hmm. It was there, clearly there, and we were trying to get the network and gone too soon.
Was it just from incidental stuff, or what or just just mental health, or
so car accident,
okay,
murder,
and Black Sapphire. Yeah, and she was out of state.
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult. It's difficult because we also want to give them the respect. You know what I mean? And
Shay Black.
I did a music video with Shay Black and J Dot long time back in the day. But and I actually went to go visit Shay Black when he was in the hospital. And I didn't know it was coming, but yeah, I'm glad I did go see him.
Now that you say that, now that you ask that question, it's crazy because we've been doing the show for long enough to actually see these different stages in these artists' lives.
Right.
Because we're not, when they submit their music, we don't just listen to it. We become actual fans of their music.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So we kind of like keep up with them.
And we get to know them.
We get to know them. We
as
interact with them.
artists, not just for their music, you know. I mean, and that's one reason why I was doing Monet Media, because I want to know who you are as an individual behind the music.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So the platform is absolutely growing. It is definitely getting bigger, and I just see so much more coming from it. You know, especially with things that we're talking about. You know, having more guests, and there's going to be there is just so many more independent artists, and there are people who are already famous doing music. I will tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So
Send it in.
we go
We're gonna run it.
build it and grow it.
I've always wondered how you guys do that though, because like I know like as a DJ there would be times where like somebody would come up to me and be like, hey, play this song, and then you'd be like, okay, whatever, you play, and you're just like, and it's like skips the record, and you're just like you know what I'm saying? But you guys do your show live, so you know you can't be like, you know, like, so like there's gotta be at least once or twice where you guys is like, yo,
we've cut it.
like okay.
We've cut a few. We've cut a few short.
We've cut a few, man.
We've cut a few short. We try not to. We try to stay.
We've had to offer constructive criticism,
Right.
you know, because we try to help people grow. We try to approach it in a positive way. But
Right.
some people,
But there be people on the internet.
like I said earlier,
they be like, "Oh, this is trash," and I'll be like, "Man, we gotta uplift." You know what I'm saying? We can't be just.
Yeah.
But we gonna get something for that. That's the
man,
cause.
some people will send you their music. When you ask for it, they will send it.
And you know, I have to do a lot of reaching out. Some of it is repetitive, you know. But, you know, they send their music in when they send it in. And a lot of people, they do this. I'd be like, do you do music? No, but I have this person, that person that does music. Okay, well, give them my information. You can send me their music, but I want them to be included. I want them to be involved. I want to know where they're from and who they are and what they want me to share with the people, you know?
Yeah, like that. But have it mix and master. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But send it
we
in.
haven't had too many problems though.
Not
this
lately.
last show.
Not lately, but we have had people that have sent their music and we're like, what is this?
It's horrible.
But hey,
I mean, you definitely can see our face.
That's when the mics go mute.
I think I'm the mic down sometimes
I'll be like this.
Look,
again.
yeah,
I'll be like
say,
this. When I'm talking shit, I'm doing this.
She always think
like,
people
so
gonna
nobody
read
can
lips.
read my lips.
Anytime you see that, you see me start laughing. It's real.
At least I'm glad to know that. Okay, it wasn't just me. Cause I'm like, I'm like, there's gotta be times where you guys are just like not feeling the song, but you're still bobbing your head to it. And I'm like, hold on a second here, like.
Hey, and here's another behind the scenes tip. If we just don't give any critique to it, just move on. Don't say nothing about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because again, we try to approach these in a positive way, and try to protect these people on their journey sometimes. Because there was one time I gave my critique on an album, and I was like, somebody sent their music in, I was like, I got back on air, I said, no, this is trash, don't send this in, I don't know what you're doing, and I went in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This
person contacted Urban Solutions, matter of fact, contacted them and was like,
really?
Yeah, contacted them and was like, I'm only 13 years old. I'm just I'm learning. I felt so bad, man.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so from then I've always been consciously aware of how I react to people when they send their music in.
That's a good point.
Because I know they're all at different stages.
Yeah, and they're everybody's at a different stage. You know what I mean? And our words matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we want them to continue to grow and continue to just keep thriving to do better. You know, so we always want to be careful with our words. But yeah, that did happen to Kendall. It didn't happen to me.
You know, speaking of do better, I gotta file a complaint.
Oh, okay.
and this is called what really happened was. So I remember specifically watching one episode, and I'm watching the show. You guys had a guest on, and let's see. I'm gonna touch y'all memory, see y'all know who I'm talking about. So you had a guest on your show, and he was like, "Hey, whoever is the next person to comment or something is gonna win a prize." And so I so happened to win the prize, and then still to this day, I never got the prize.
Who was that?
Who was that? That's all.
I mean,
I know what you're
I don't know
talking
if it was Gator.
No, it wasn't Gator.
Okay, hold on.
No, I would have collected from him. Gator knows I would have collected from him.
Okay, Pojo. Was Pojo on there? City Boy?
I feel like it might have been City Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was. Them are your socks.
Yeah.
Them are your socks. Okay.
Oh,
Right.
that's why.
Hey, that's right. We got your socks,
See?
brother.
And I think these ones, hold on, no, the Pojo is on this side.
Oh yeah, he said something about you gotta have a.
That's why we didn't give them to you.
You gotta have 2 left feet.
Oh, got it.
I mean, you're going to have Pojo
Yeah, you gotta
here
have
and
about, you gotta
Pojo
have
here.
about 6 ankles
You know.
for to make them work.
But that is exactly why you didn't get the saucy.
Hey, y'all see that?
Hey,
I had to bring them on the show in order to.
hey, Melodies Bird, we keep our word.
Hey.
We keep our word. You're gonna get your prize eventually.
Oh, that was a good one. Sheesh, man.
Them
Look,
socks,
call us
okay.
out. Look, we are not a shit. Look, we all make
We ready.
mistakes.
We ready.
We here for it.
So Kendall, you like
What's up?
so for those that didn't know, I didn't know this. I just found this out before the show, but I didn't realize that you were a rapper. So like how did that come about? Like were you
Rapping.
or what was your rap name?
KJ.
KJ.
Yeah, I kept it simple. I wasn't little dirt bag or nothing like that. I wasn't little black, little crispy black, That wasn't me. No, I was just KJ, and I kept it simple. My dad actually gave me my rap name,
Okay.
and so I started off with a group called Urban Tongues, and we started rapping and going on rapping around the state, doing little shows in clubs and stuff around the state, and then that ended for whatever reasons, and then I just started rapping on my own. Writing became my therapy at one point. And so poetry, writing, then write movie scripts, just pen to paper was my therapy.
Right.
And so music came out of that. And so I just started writing my own music, and then I had nobody to record my music, so that's where the engineering side of it came from.
And you was how old?
Ooh.
You was young.
I was young.
Yeah.
I started doing this at like 14 maybe?
Yeah.
Like 13, 14. And then it just kind of just grew from there, So I started doing poetry. That was my first artistic expression. Well, drawing, art, like artwork as a kid. But like as far as like the music thing, just poetry.
So like, do you have like an interest to ever like get back into it, or like do you use like what you did before to like not necessarily critique or like look at other artists, or do you feel like that like helps you because now you have a better understanding of like how to put pen to paper? And
that's an interesting question right there, because I kind of backed off of it because again, life situations. So I had to reflect on like why that was at one point, like what happened in my life to where I backed away from it, and I had to identify that and figure out how to move on from that. So that makes me really hyper sensitive to artists when they send their music in and they talk about their life. So I take those songs really, really serious when I give my critique and my attention to, because I know how like the noise of the world can seduce the elite people. So that's just kind of how I got into it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So like same thing with you, like you know being like a female who got into like radio and stuff like that. Like, what was that like for you? Because like I'm sure that obviously is like influenced like how you know like put together like Melodies Merged and like your persona on the show. But like you know like what was your background like getting into it that like made you who you are today?
Well, Savvy, shout out to Savvy. You know, he had the Contour, and at this time I was always out downtown Seattle, going to the clubs. Now I really did. I think I started probably promoting, you know, and then I started going to the Contour, and then I was working the door. So I that's how I got it. That the Contour ran for like 10 years, and we would have lines to watch independent artists perform. Rock Fizzle was doing the music. That's how I met Peg. That's how I met a lot of independent artists. Okay, and this was, I was in my 20s, 28. Yeah, it's been about 20 years. Almost 20 years, 15 to 16 years. And then so I started promoting. The independent artist thing didn't start to come until I started, because I had a period in time where, you know, just like when you was gone, I was here, but I was doing other things, you know, and those other things actually led me to where I am today, because I took what I knew and put it into something else, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I can't really give a lot of details, but if you know me, you already know where I came from. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I gotta stop bringing people on the show who be talking in tongues, bro. Because like Peg said the same thing. I'm like, hold on, what are you talking? I'm scratching my head like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm like, I missed something.
But you know, there was like a 10-year period of time where. You know, I was promoting and I was out in the streets.
Yeah.
You know, I was out in the streets, and I knew a lot of people, and I had a lot of respect, because it was like, hey, you know. So I just turned that into, I just turned it into something better, you know, with the knowledge and the resources that I had, you know, and the people that I knew. You know, I just didn't see it then, but I see it now.
So what would it take for you to get back into the club scene and promote independent artists and Melodies Merged at the nightclub level and having them perform? Because now listening to you talk about it, like that might actually be a really cool way to almost like segue like the artists that you're doing, because now you're giving them the platform of not only to be on a radio show, but now to have them actually performing live at a venue where you're now promoting them as an artist, like that's actually a really cool idea.
She's thinking about her working a door. You're not gonna be working a door.
No, I'm not. I was just talking to Kendall about that. I would love to have once a week. I was just literally just talking to him about this. Having one night a week, we have artists come and perform. But then I also was thinking, you know. Gospel, hip hop, and rap artists, you know. So it's the way. I got a plan. It's already been running in my mind.
Seattle, Tacoma.
I mean, we all from the same place. I don't know. That's the thing. Kendall was like, "I have a venue." Okay, well, don't worry about that. I'll figure that out. No, I don't know yet. I don't know where yet. This is just a thought we just had.
Okay.
But you're going to be included in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have the ability to do live, so I mean, like, you know, you could.
I got some dope ideas.
Even doing, And the thing is, you know, another thing we're working on is a team, you know, because it's a lot of work, and it's just Kendall and I. And, you know, balancing life and the kids and, you know, everything that comes with being an adult, you know, and when you're handling your business and you're getting shit done, shout out to GSD, that's just, but this is what we're doing for the kids. The kids, we're going to put these kids to work,
Oh, they gonna carry something. You gonna pick something up.
Yeah, so it's, you know.
My kids, you gonna get to work.
Yeah.
They gonna learn from this. they gonna benefit from this. You know, and I say that all the time. I do Melodies merch for my family. You know, because I know this is something that I take seriously. I know the passion that we both have to make this grow. So this is something.
And we don't do it for us.
No.
We don't get paid.
No.
We don't get paid to do Melodies merch.
Not yet.
Not yet anyway, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that we want to do. We want to do it for the people. You know?
You know, that was one thing I always, like, questioned in the background. Because I'm like, the artists, like, you know, submit their music and get it played. But I've always felt like, I feel like the artist should be supporting Melodies merged and like donating money to help you guys be able to push it, because
you would think,
artists, when you guys see this show, y'all heard me say it, y'all need to start investing in Melodies merged, because they're the ones promoting your music, they're shouting your name out. They, no joke, hey bro, you better be throwing $100 at them right now after the show, because you done heard them say your name, and this is going worldwide. So Navarro, no joke, I'm looking for you. So
the cash app is,
you know what I'm saying? But like, no, really though, because like I feel like you guys are doing such a positive thing for artists that are out there, and I feel like me personally as a viewer, I feel like the artists have been like taking advantage of it and not like you're supporting them, but they're not supporting you.
Well, you know
and that bothers me personally.
It's definitely we made this platform strictly for the independent artists. You know what I'm saying? So when you send your music in, we have a good time doing it. We love music, and we treat it as this is our baby. We're growing it. But help us grow it, you know what I'm saying? Because we created this for the independent artists. And if you want your name shouted out on a platform that's gonna that we exude the positive energy, because we really care about the music. And so if you wanna see that build and grow and support
and then before we start having automatic messages replying back to your email, I mean, we can wait till then if you want, but you know, we're where we are right now.
We definitely gonna pass the collection plate.
It's coming.
Because like artists, they only, from my perspective, I feel like they only see like their side of it, and not like, hey, here, you know, like it costs a lot of money to build the platform. Like the platform,
not only money, but sacrifice.
Like they have to pay for the studio set time unless they got their own studio. I only know a few studios, you know, that you can come to, but you pay for your studio time. You know, and I say this to a lot of people. A lot of people ask me, oh, how many views do you got? And I said, the views don't matter, but I don't know any other radio station that plays independent artist music. So with that being said, you go ahead and look and you decide if that's something that you want to be a part of. If not, hey, you lose one and you gain 10.
Yeah, and that's the other thing for me too, because like, you know, I've had like different radio stations say that, you know, like they'll reach out to me like, hey, you know, submit your songs or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, and I do it, but I don't ever hear them actually play it, you know, and so like that's why for me, like there's other local Seattle radio stations that have like I've submitted songs to, or someone said, hey, so it's like submit your songs to them, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, but I don't see them promoting artists the same way that you guys do. And that's where I feel like artists need to really understand that difference and really be supportive, because you guys are actually doing it weekly and like you're, you know, like
consistently.
You know, like these other ones just like, hey, like they'll just play it if it's
every now and then when it's convenient for them.
But they're not, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not actually going out of their way and saying, hey, you guys need to check this guy out, or hey, you need to check this person out. And that's really what, for me, like I feel there's a difference between your show versus other people's shows.
just like how we can listen to an artist and we can hear the potential. You know, the same way you can sing your music and you can see the show, you can see the potential in this show. You can see what it can become. That's why I say you get on in the ground level, and we can say we knew you then. Now, you know, so I ain't gonna charge you that much. When you want my autograph later, it's only gonna be, you can get a discount now. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know you. It's good.
I mean, they gonna catch on, and if they don't, it'll be too late. I mean, but we still gonna keep doing what we do.
Right.
You know, And trust me, it's gonna be down on the bottom. It's coming. It's not gonna be that easy, you know. They may be taking advantage of it now, but know that it's not gonna. They're not gonna be able.
It doesn't feel like we're being taken advantage of, because again, it's something that we really love doing.
Right.
So it doesn't feel.
But when
like
people
that.
want to gift us, and they do.
Yeah, when that blessing, I'll look at it like this: when that blessing comes, we will be well prepared for it.
Absolutely.
You know, it's something that we'll be ready to receive and we'll be ready to maintain.
Yeah.
When that blessing comes, because somebody's gonna see the potential in what we're doing, because they're gonna see the effort and the passion that we put behind Melodies Merge, and they're gonna be like, oh, that's something that we need to invest in.
Absolutely. And we merge Melodies. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm telling you, there's just something in it. There's just something in it for me. Like, I can feel it all the way in my soul, and I know it's coming. So, you know.
Facts.
I don't know. The day that I called Kendall, it wasn't a no. It was like, heck yeah. Let's go.
I said, what do we need to do?
Well, we started.
Again,
Where we go?
I never met nobody that has the work ethic like she does. You know, she when she's about it, she's about it. It's gonna get done. Mm-hmm. And I'm the same way. Like I'm when it's something that has to get done, I'm gonna put all my brain power behind it. Mm-hmm. How can we get this done?
And don't get me wrong, I've had periods though where I wasn't at my best.
Oh, come on.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Not being at my best, not performing well, not, you know, having other things on my mind. But one thing I've learned to do is when we do Wednesday show, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. When I come here, when I walk in this door, this is what my focus is. It doesn't matter what's going on anywhere else. This is what we're doing, and
have a great time doing it.
Yeah. I mean, even my daughter came on the show. She just said some things that I probably wouldn't want nobody to say. But you know what I mean? It was real. Yeah. And that's the thing for me. It's real, it's uncut. We don't edit. We don't do any of those things. It is what it is. So, you know.
You never know what's going to happen. You never know. I never know what I'm going to say. For real. I gotta watch back the show sometimes and be like, damn, I said that? I'm serious. I'm like, why did I say that?
Okay, so since you guys have both been on radio, you gotta share what was your most funniest experience being on radio?
Oh, I know mine off top.
Cause I got one that I will never. Well, I got two, but I got one from when they both were from when I was DJing. Mm. Yeah. So all right.
My first that I could think of as far as doing Melodies merged, when we had Pojo on, and Pojo for whatever reason went into character for this movie that he was promoting. Yeah. Look, bro, I was not expecting this at all. You could see the shock on my face was so real. I wasn't expecting it, and my mouth dropped. I turned around. I said, "Is this really happening?" In my mind, I'm like, "Is this really happening?" Live on the air, I can't laugh the way I want to. I said, I gotta conduct this show, and this is happening behind my shoulder. Oh my God, man! I laughed at that to this day. That was one of the funniest things that could have happened ever, live on air.
What happened?
So he
changes his voice.
Right.
He went into character. So what he did, he had a whole conversation with himself.
But two personalities.
Two people. He said one thing to the person, turned around and took his hat off, said I said, what is happening right now?
Went back to the other character. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what Pojo do.
Got you.
I wasn't as shocked as he was.
Never in my life.
I mean, I've had embarrassing moments, but I don't know about
no funny.
Oh, they used to make fun of me. They used to make fun of me with my glasses because I can't read with my glasses on. You know what I'm saying? And the phone would be like here, so they make fun of me with my glasses or my little bun on top of my head, or You know, we've had some good times, and I might say something. Kendall be trying to call me out, so then automatically he's young bud, so I got that every time.
I'll take that. I'll take that. But we've had some funny moments on the show. Somebody called her Bun B.
Bun B, yeah.
She had a bun in her
My
head.
bun, yeah, Bun B. God, that was so rude.
That was hilarious.
That was Jeffrey Messenger.
We had. Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I had her thinking I was about to say Candyman 3 times on the show.
Don't do it. I ain't really superstitious, but I don't like to entertain things like that.
Right, but it was funny.
Yeah, they like
why
to mess
not?
with me because I don't like to entertain evil. I don't.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? That's all. If you call it in, it's gonna come to you.
Candyman.
No, that's enough. That's enough, Kendall.
Candyman though.
Stop. Please don't. That makes no sense to me. You know, please don't. See, that's a problem right there. And then I get all, yeah. He likes to just mess with me. That's cool though. But yeah, and all the other ones.
Yeah.
We good.
No, we've had some funny moments on the show. A lot of laughs.
Yeah. And people, you know, I love everybody that supports and everybody that has been watching since day one because it has been a lot. It's been a lot.
Yeah.
We actually got shirts now.
Oh yeah. We cool.
People know what they watching. You know what I'm saying?
Cool Kids Club.
Yeah. So we're building and growing. Yeah.
So one other question for you. So with the new year being out now, like what is your guys' personal plans for the year? Like not for the show, but just like what is Kendall working on this year? What is Monet working on this year?
Personal plans for this year. Wake up each morning, make sure I meditate, make sure I pray every morning, make sure I exercise, make sure I'm taking care of myself because I want to be here for my kids. Make sure I'm reading, make sure I'm just growing my understanding of life. That's my personal goal.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. This year in itself, it's only 19 days in, and I feel like I've accomplished so much. I mean, one thing for sure is not drinking on the show, and that's because
I didn't know you drank on the show.
Yeah, you never could tell. Okay, cool. I like that.
I never knew that.
Harrison will tell me quick. Y'all need to quit drinking on the show. I feel like I'm working on it, but it feels so much better. It feels so much better. And who was I talking to? I was talking to the Dynasty, and he was like, "Man, I just felt a different presence from you during this last show, and it was beautiful." And I really appreciate that because my growth is very important. I'm getting older. I got a grandbaby.
Grandbaby.
Yeah.
Well,
He's 3. He's 3.
Wow.
I love, and he's a virgin. He's 10 days. He's the 5th. So yeah, that's my grandbaby. He is amazing. He is so smart. And spending more time with him. And I take care of my mom. I need to make sure that she's healthy. I got to make sure that she's getting to her appointments, and the house is ran. I got a 20-year-old daughter that I have to be constantly showing her this is how we move, this is what we need to do, this is how we need to do it, and just guiding her to be a better version of herself. Because, growing up is hard, but I'm here, I'm present, and she's lived with her dad her whole life. So it's a bit challenging for me, but I'm here for it. Yeah.
So do you influence the music selection that she listens to? Being that you have your own show, but just to try to keep her away from the negative
Absolutely.
and
For me, all I listen to is Christian hip hop and rap, and That's all I can listen to. Every now and then I might listen to Kendrick or my Tupac, just go back a little bit, but I always revert back because it's what's in the music for me and how this new generation, how they're influencing these idols. That's what we call them. They're idols. That's nothing more than what they are. And, I had to share some with my daughter today, and I have to just keep it positive because I need her to be ready.
Right.
So it's very important. Music is very, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important. And yeah.
So I'm curious, like, what is your guys' take on the whole, like, let me rephrase. So I guess going back, like, I don't know, maybe 3-4 days ago, like, I heard, like, Drake was suing Universal Music to, because of the whole Kendrick thing. Like, what is your guys' take on that, like, in the Super Bowl and all of that? Like, do you guys have a...
the Super Bowl thing, Kendrick and Lil Wayne was upset, but, what's for you is for you. Okay? Nobody can take that from you. What God has for you, that's what's for you. And a lot of people don't put God first to where that's why everything's chaotic and all over the place, and you ain't moving right, you ain't using your money right, you ain't using your words right because you're not putting God first. And I really don't have nothing to say about it because it doesn't affect me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
What they do is what they do.
It's a learning lesson. I think as far as like, because we want to grow and build, and I think it's a learning lesson.
Chop it up.
No, I think it's a learning lesson as far as like what can happen. So.
Yeah.
I think that's a silly lawsuit, bro. I think seriously.
I didn't even hear about it.
No,
This is the first time I heard about it.
Yeah, so he's suing Kendrick. Well, he's suing UMGs to make sure Kendrick doesn't perform that song at the Super Bowl.
Or I heard that he bought a whole bunch of Super Bowl tickets.
Oh, I don't know.
I heard that too.
That they picked that up from 50, I think, or Ja Rule or something.
Oh.
Apparently they do that to keep fans from being able to.
Right.
Okay, so
look
what's
like
going on?
nobody's
So
looking
Drake
at it.
is suing Universal for
He doesn't want Kendrick to perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl because it's defamation of character.
it is.
I think that's silly. I think, how do you sue somebody
If he
from
wants to
a
be
rap
petty.
beef? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to me. You got your feelings hurt. It's not like Drake wasn't saying crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And they were going back and forth. I've never seen nobody get sued from a rap beef.
I think it's just being a hater. You don't got nothing else.
But like Sis said, what's for you is for you. I say perform it anyway, lawsuit or not, perform it anyway.
But see, me on the other hand, as an
I don't
artist,
know.
I'm like, I feel like it. For me, I'm disappointed in Kendrick because like, and the reason I say that is only because as an artist, I wouldn't want my fans to remember me and my number one song be a diss to somebody else. Because you think about it, Kendrick has been doing music for a long time, and even now with his new record that just dropped, or his new album that just dropped, people are still wanting Not Like Us. And like for me, that's like imagine that's like being like I guess the vision I have is like being Vanilla Ice, right, or being a Belle Biv DeVoe, or someone that like was like a rap icon of some sort, right? And when you get past your prime, and like you start doing like the B-listed shows or whatever, every single time you do a show, you're gonna have to play that song. And for me, if I'm Kendrick, I'm going, wait, I'm better than that one song. Like that shouldn't even have.
I think he's the type of caliber of an artist that can prove that he is better than that. Yeah, I think he'll drop something that's, because I don't think he'll drop anything that was as big as Not Like Us.
But that's my point though.
Right.
But how do you as an artist recover from that? Because that's always gonna be your number one song that people are gonna want to hear.
At the same time, it's a two-edged sword, because at the same time, how do you not do it? You know what I'm saying? How do you not make a hit like that? You know, how do you not ride the wave of this massive song?
That's,
you know?
I feel it from both ends, from both sides. Kendrick didn't have to, but he did.
Yeah.
It was a rap beef. I think it was a. I think
So
that
who
was,
started it? Did Drake start it?
I would like
I'm
to
just
say
curious.
so.
I don't
know.
remember.
I would like to say so, but I don't. Again, I don't.
I think he did it first, and then
We
that's
just
when
ended
Kendrick
that.
Well, no,
came back.
I thought it was J. Cole or someone.
Well,
I
J.
don't
Cole
get into all that, but
he spit a line in the song saying something about the big three. Then Kendrick came back saying, "MF the big three is just big me." And then it escalated from that. Drake dropped the track. J. Cole dropped the track. J. Cole retracted his track. Drake kept going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then it ended up being.
I mean, boy, at the end of the day, it's a choice.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Are you doing this to hurt other people? Are you doing this for the benefit of yourself, for your success, for your and of course I'm sure that Kendrick really don't give a fuck. I mean, he really don't care.
Competition
You know,
brings out
about-
the best in artists. Like as far as me, like if you're at that level, I think the competition brings out the best in you. I like seeing it. I don't necessarily. If it, I would say if it's false allegations, that's wrong. But if it's true, then bro, come on now.
He just called it out.
He called it out.
Out loud.
That's not defamation of character.
It,
That's something you didn't do.
Right.
I mean, it's facts. You can never deny the facts. I always say that. I got receipts.
Come on,
And I can, and sometimes it's hard for me because I'm only stating facts. You cannot get mad at me for stating facts. I say that.
And speaking of facts, we're out of time.
Oh, that was
Until next
great.
time.
We chopped it up.
Chopping it up. Yes, sir.
Take it, hit it.
That's
We be
what's up.
going overtime.